Hay mucho en juego en el marketing actual. Las formas tradicionales de mercado ya no funcionan. Las audiencias actuales ya no necesitan acceder a su portal o a sus eventos para descubrir nuevos productos y servicios. Es una oportunidad para realizar un examen de conciencia y evaluar quiénes son, qué ofrecen y quién conforma su audiencia objetivo. Recibamos a Pam Didner y las nuevas reglas del Content Marketing y cómo usarlas para su beneficio.
Hola, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. It's my first time to the Dominican Republic, and beautiful island, wonderful beach, awesome weather, what not to like. So it was fantastic, and I have a great time so far. And thank you so much for inviting me and be part of this wonderful event. For the next 45 minutes, what I want to talk about is new rules of content marketing and what you can do about it, okay? But before I dive into a little bit details, has anybody know this film? Or Bill Murray, Scrooge? Does anybody know about it? Has seen it? You guys rock, and you guys are obviously my age, okay? Thank you very much. What do I want to say? So if you have not seen the film, you probably know a story, which is A Christmas Carol. It's basically a book that was written by Charles Dickens. And Bill Murray was a rude, ruthless TV executive. And he forced his TV crews to actually do a live show on Christmas Day. Absolutely no Christmas spirit whatsoever. And because of that, he was visited by the ghosts of the Christmas past, present, and the future. Of course, he was able to go back to the past to see what he was like. How was the environment, the way that he was brought up influenced him, and how he became as of today. And because of his ruthless, and also unkindness, what was his future like? That was what the story is for this specific movie. So what does this movie has anything to do my presentation? In order to understand the new rules, we have to go back to the past. Therefore, for today, you will be visited by the ghost of the marketing past. So we will go back to the past, and I want to show you how the past will actually impact the future and also the present. That's going to go back to 1990s, right here, 1990s, all right? And I'm going to show you a couple of things that has changed basically the marketing landscape. October 1994, first banner ad was launched by AT&T, okay, on hotwire.com. That's a first banner ad. It basically said, have you ever clicked your mouse right here? You will. From there is the inception and the birth of the millions of banner ads that we have seen. It started October 1994. Next, September 4th, 1998. Does anybody know what that day is? It impacted everybody. The birth of Google. Can you now imagine life without Google? Seriously, how did we live before September 4th, 1998? I have no memory whatsoever. And I gave birth to 2 boys, and I still have no memory. Okay. So Google obviously also changed the marketing landscape. How does that change marketing landscape? It changed by search, right? Everybody search now. right? We search for our lives. We search who we are. We search for everything, what to eat today, what to eat tomorrow, what to wear, next week. So we search. Search comes in two forms. A lot of you are aware of it. Paid search, organic search. That have a huge impact on the marketing, right? Paid search, we have to know what kind of keywords if we want to do a keyword bites. That's part of media, pay media. Second thing, organic. You want to make sure your website is ranked higher. So you need to understand what kind of keywords that the audience are using, and you need to incorporate it into your website so your website can be ranked higher organically. Huge impact, marketing. Next, 2003 to 2006, literally, MySpace, LinkedIn, 2003. Facebook launched in 2004. YouTube was launched in 2005, Twitter in 2006. Can you imagine all these tools that we are using now? It was launched between 2003 and 2006. That's less than 15 years ago. On top of it, so after 2003, couple things, right? Banner ads, that's a digital marketing, the inception of digital marketing, search, and then also social media marketing. I don't have to explain what social media marketing is. All of you are aware of it. Next, June 27, 2007. Anybody? iPhone was launched. Okay, somebody was like, yeah, I got that. Okay, good. Yeah, iPhone actually changed literally how we interact. I don't have to tell you the impact of digital. A lot of speakers are talking about it already. The next, you probably can guess. April 3rd, 2010. Tablet, right? So all of a sudden, now we no longer PC driven. We are moved. We're looking at different screen. The screen is our phone and also our tablets. Things are just getting a little more complicated. So after 2007, mobile marketings. This may not be very, very popular just yet, but trust me, it's coming. The winter is coming. Okay, you guys get a joke. That's good. From what's the TV theory? Thank you. You rock. Okay, all right. So mobile app, mobile pay advertising, mobile keyword bites, mobile banner ads. It's coming, or it's already here. So in less than 25 years, we moved from the traditional marketing, banner ad advertising, social, organic and paid, search, organic and paid, mobile marketing, and not mentioning a lot of buzzwords, real-time marketing, influencer marketing, content marketing, blah, 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 in less than 25 years. So what is that? That's a lot of marketing ghosts from the past that actually have a huge impact on marketing presence. So we are visited by the ghost of the marketing past. Now we are visited by the ghost of the marketing present. So the past have a huge impact on the present. And the biggest impact is actually the technologies. The technologies brings a lot of opportunities, a lot of ad space, a lot of the formats, a lot of communication channels, right? And it's overwhelming. Are you guys tired just hearing what I'm sharing with you? It's like, my God, Pam, you are stressing me out. I know, lunch is coming, so it's good. The technology have an impact on the present. And here I am talking about content marketing. What I want to say is content marketing is nothing new. You guys are doing it, okay? You guys are doing it. I'm going to share two examples of the two good examples of a content marketing that people has done in the past. The great example is from a brand, okay? So especially Campbell soup. Instead of talking about the chicken noodle soup or the cream of the mushroom soup, what Campbell does is sharing recipe. What does the soup can do? What kind of recipe that a mother can actually do and cook for the families? So they focus on the recipe, and the recipe can be chicken and the broccoli Alfredo, for example. That recipe is a piece of content. You are giving the content to the mother, and you are telling the mother what they can do with the product. Does that make sense? They are not pushing, you know what, go buy my soup. No, say, you know what, here's a recipe, check it out. If you like it, check out my product. So they are doing it. That's its essence of a content marketing. And this is not non-paid. Yeah, this is not a paid type of format. Brain is doing it themselves. And right here, same thing. It's a list of the sleuth of the the cream of a mushroom recipes online that people can download. So once you download, you like it, then you will buy the ingredients. Content marketing also comes in the paid form. And if there are media companies or the publishers are sitting right here, you know what I'm talking about. Editorial, especially paid editorial, is a perfect example of a content. Right here, this is for the beer. Those cassettes, did I say? Say it louder. Thank you. I totally forgot how to say it. You say it for me. But this pay editorial was very interesting. They focus on obviously their logo or their tagline. Learn how to be the most interesting man in the world. But if you notice, they're talking about, hey, what kind of skill a man will need. And also, how do you groom your beer? But at the end, they have a specific call to action. The call to action still ties with the beer, right? So it's a paid editorial, and the reader get a kick out of it by reading this, but at the end, it's still talking about the beer. A very strong call to action. So what's new in the content marketing? It's really content marketing in the context of technologies. If you do any kind of TV, if you do any kind of print, you know what needs to be done. You know, because you have been doing that for a long time. Things that has changed or elevated content marketing to a different level, and people start talking about it, is how to do it in the context of using different technology and using different social media channels or any marketing channels. And that's hard. That's hard, and to do it right. So I want to share a couple examples with you in terms of what brands are doing, so you get a sense of it. But I still have to say, to do it right, it does take a lot of effort, and it does take money to do it. So we change how we consume content. Everybody, this is not my mobile phone, but I'm going to use this as an example. We basically consume content inside marketing channels or inside our devices. Okay, do not go there. I got it. So I'll stay far away. Okay. We basically consume our content inside our device. And if you are a marketer or if you are media buyers, you need to think about it. If you have a piece of content or you have a message you want to communicate, how do you showcase that in a much smaller form factor? So if the screen is smaller, how do you want to showcase your message or your content? You need to give a lot of thoughts. And I want to talk a little bit about that in a later presentation. So content marketing now becomes a buzzword. Okay. Before I talk a little bit more about that, I want to point out traditional marketing still works. especially now. Okay, it still works. If you notice, all of us, we are consume traditional channels and also the new channels. We use both, and we go back and forth, back and forth. There are some people said the traditional market is in decline. I actually disagree. I think traditional market or traditional media still going fairly strong. So TV, print, event, sponsorship, they are still working. As long as you go where your audiences are and you understand that your audiences are still consuming those channels. So I want to point out traditional media still working and it has its own place. So let's talk about content marketing in two forms, paid and organic, okay? And there are some slides, actually have a lot of English words. I will read them, and I also give you a chance to read. But there are some slides I will go pretty fast. For this one, it's a form of a paid media where the ad experience follow the natural forms of the function user experience. So what does that mean? I'm going to break this down into two. You need to think about, when you think about content marketing, two factors. One is form, the other one is function. Form is how to match your visuals of the experience that your customers within with your natural experience, okay? Like a natural content. I will give you an example. The other one, function. Behave consistently with the user experience and the function just like the natural content. And what does that mean? This comes into probably 4 examples at this time. In-feed native ads, which is when you scrolled Facebook. Sometimes you will see a sponsor ads, yeah? But they don't do it just for the sake of doing it. They know what you are looking at. They intentionally put the targeted ads right there to match your expectation. So that's one. The other one is a search and a promotion listing, which is talking about paid search and organic search. The third one is the content that is kind of like a widget, which is pretty much like incorporated into the website on the multiple different real estate space of the website. I want to share that with you. Another thing I want to mention is a custom content unit. Right here is a great example of the news feed. It's a native ads as a part of Facebook. Right here, which is as a part of the, say, CNN.com or Wall Street Journal, on the bottom, you can see recommended by our advertisers or relevant topics for you to read. So you can actually place those content or your content as the part of the publisher's websites. And I want to show 2 custom content unit with you. One is B2C, which is more consumer-centric. The other one is B2B, which is more enterprise-centric. And let's see how they did it, and you can get a sense of it. And there's no sound. I recorded, actually, on my computer. So I'm going to walk you through it really quickly. And this is an example and a collaboration by IKEA and the Telegraph. They created a custom unit, A to Z guy, sleeping guy. Okay, send you to sleep. You go there, there's 2. You can take a quiz or you can view all the tips. Let's click on view all the tips. And if you go here, remember this is A to Z sleeping guy. So they actually have A, B, C, D, E. And you go down, D is duvet, which is the comforter. I is internet. So they are not talking about the products, talking about how internet, if you watch internet before you go to sleep, how that will impact your sleep. M is for mattress, right? Right here, specifically talking about their products. They're talking about M is for mattress, the different kind of mattress that IKEA offers. And then you have a very strong call to action. If you are interested, that link will take you directly to IKEA's site. So the A, B, C, D, C is for coffee, and B is for something else, I cannot remember. But not every single alphabet is related to their products. Some of them is relieving your sleeping rituals. Some of them is related to the bedding accessories. So they talk about one specific topic, and then if it's related to their product, they will drive the traffic directly to the IKEA site. So that is the custom content unit that IKEA created with Telegraphed. Okay. Another one I want to show you is Xerox and Atlantic. And this is a B2B example. Working better. They didn't talk about Xerox product too much. And when you click on that site, it has 3, productivity, agility, and something else. Right here, they have a different content pieces. For example, when you click on productivities, and they have a different topics, 15 minutes of reflections, how to release your stress, how to be productive. So when you click on each one of them, something will come up talking about how you can de-stress, how can you do a little self-reflections, how you can be very productive. So this is a Xerox and also collaborating with the Atlantic. So this is called custom content unit. These are the 2 paid examples that you work very closely either with agency and or with a media company to create something like this and share that with your potential customers. So what does that share with? What is the takeaway of the 2 examples? The takeaway is content does not stand alone by itself. It's actually part of a user experience. Everything I have shown you right now up to date, the content doesn't stand by itself. It's not a template by itself. It's part of something. And hopefully by doing that, you will give the audience or your customers a better experience. Now let's talk about content in organic form, which is if you are brands, like what would you do to do something similar to bring that user experience? So the example I want to share is Shutterstock. Does anybody know what Shutterstock is? Shutterstock, they sell photo stock online. If you go to Shutterstock, you can actually buy video or you can buy photo stock, all right? Because they have millions of users buy images, videos, and music from them. So by the end of the year, they can actually see a pattern. For example, if there's a lot of marketers in Dominican Republic are buying the photo stock on Shutterstock.com, they can actually see what are the consistent creative patterns that people actually buy in Dominican Republic. So every single year, they created something called annual creative trends that basically sharing with the creative professionals what is trending for each country. So if you want to create any kind of creative trends, what do? You are like, okay, I'm creating creative trend. I'm going to do a PDF. Yeah? You want to create some sort of book or some sort of ebook to actually print it. Okay, that's too much, right? What do? They want to create better experience, so they create a microsite, a little page that you can actually scroll down, and you can click on different countries to actually see what are the top popular videos and the visuals and the music that they are purchased. At the same time, they wrote a blog about it, and they promote it, and at the same time, they created infographics. So they create different kind of content pieces to promote the creative trends of 2015. And the way they do it, you will notice this is actually on Twitter. Introducing the top creative trends of 2015, explore our interactive infographics. That's how they promote it. They do slightly different on Facebook, right? There's a huge appetite for the filtered photos in Russia. They're talking about highlight of specific countries, right? So they use different pieces of information from the 2015 creative trends, and they push that out to the social media channels. So that's a content marketing that's done right by brand. So how does new elevated content marketing changes your marketing approach? How does that change our approach? Now I want to talk about the ghost of a Christmas future, okay? Well, in this movie, the ghost of a Christmas future is very scary. But for us, it's gonna be very friendly. Actually, it's a friendlier. Harry Potter. Everybody see the movie? I love those ghosts flying around in the dining hall. Fantastic. Rule number 1, you have to think beyond your products. A lot of time, we focus on our products. You have to think beyond it. Start with a mindset of being helpful. How can you be helpful to your customers? Not necessarily selling product. We want to do that, but can we start it from a different mindset, right? And how do you find the topics that's trying to be helpful? There's a couple ways to do that. IKEA, they focus on beddings. They want to sell beddings. They want to sell beds. But they're thinking about what's the sleeping rituals before, during, and after. So they use that as a topic to talk about it. Xerox, instead of talking about their products, they talk about some other product, how to be productive, how to be agile, how do you deal with stress. Let's talk about that, then use that to lead to the products. The way to actually get the products, product usage, how the product's being used, can be a topic that can be a potential topics. Customers' pain points, that can be a potential topics. And the value proposition, what is your messaging, that can be a potential topic as a content effort to drive, to communicate with your customers. So product is secondary. There's one thing that you have to take away from my presentation today is product is secondary. Is it possible you can create better user experience and be helpful to your customer? That should be your primary. Rule number 2, good design is good business, okay? Envision, everything we have done, all the marketing we have done so far is desktop driven. Now the screen is getting smaller and smaller. So we are moving from desktop type of screen to tablets to actually to the phone. With that being said, have you thought about it? How do we display our message on the phone or even on iWatch? Pretending this is iWatch. Design become a huge element, okay? This is a note from Evernote. This is their learning. They try to design an app for iWatch. And the 3 key learnings, one is icon and color is very important. When you have a small screen, your icon, your color needs to pop, right? So people can get attention right away and they can act on it. Another thing they say, context is king. So what do you want the people to do when they use a smaller screen? Another thing I think is very important is you don't want people to interact with you on the iWatch for very long. And this is very different. If we have been taught on the website, we want people to come to our website and stay in our website as long as possible. Totally different kind of thinking. If you want to share content on smaller screen, you want them to go in and out very fast, yeah? So the question you need to think about for this rule, for the future, who owns design in your company? Who owns customer experience in your company? Really, nobody does. Not a lot of companies actually have roles identified for that. So something to think about. Design is no longer about logo. It's really about experience online and offline. It's also an experience of how to hide technology. We want the technology to be hidden. We don't want people to feel it, right? You want them to feel easy. Any technology, any problem, you need to put it behind. Younger generation, especially the people who were born in the 80s and 90s, they expect things just to work. They do. They don't want to admit it, but they do. So how can you hire technology and make that happen? Rule number 3, know yourself and your customers. Okay? I know. I actually found out who is a popular singer in the Dominican Republic. Tell your story is to understand yourself and also understand your customers. Ah, he's just a funny guy. I look at his face, I start laughing. If you want to be helpful to your customer, you need to know what you need to do to be helpful. Okay? So how do you answer those questions? You need to know, who are you? Now, we don't ask that anymore. We do our job for granted. Sometimes we need to ask ourselves, our company, our brand, who are we? Yeah? What do we want to accomplish? And what do our customer want? We tend to take for granted. We want to sell this product, sell this product, sell this product. Sometimes we just forgot to ask what the customer really wants, or who are we? And how your product and services will actually help them. So the way to actually address the 3 or 4 questions I have in the previous slide is you need to document it. Can you document it in your brand guides? Can you document it in your messaging and the value proposition? Can you document it in your business objectives? Okay? So once you have all this information, can you weave your brand's past, present, and the future together? The past is your heritage. Everybody has certain kind of heritage, and the past that we're proud of. And the present is what can you do, and the future is what kind of future product and services that you will offer. So that is basically the present. In summary, I talk about 3 rules. Think beyond the products, yeah? Good design is a good business, and know yourself and your customer well. They are actually interrelated. Let's put them together. Customer experience is design. Compelling content is know yourself and your customers. Serve your demanding customers is know your customers and your product well. Now let's put that together into one sentence. Deliver customer experience with compelling content to serve your demanding customer better. So in other words, it's really to serve them well. And it's about helping them to help you. You are the fox. Can you see the fox in a dog? Right there. I point out for you. That's you, the fox. So the merge of the marketing ghost from the past, present, and the future, it actually makes our life very, very difficult as a marketer. I know, because I drink all the time and I have to go to therapy sessions. I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. But that kind of summarizes the marketer's job. It's pretty stressful. So you need to know how to adapt. And I hate saying this, technology plays a critical role in the marketing in the future, and you need to know the technology. When I say you need to know technology, it's like you don't have to know the nuts and bolts and you know how to code, but you need to know the relationship, how the technology ties with your job. Okay, know the technology. Focus on user experience and design. Not a lot of people talk about it, but this is something you should start exploring. It's time to create compelling content. Start it from the mindset to be helpful, okay? Then the next things, you need to adjust your marketing budget. Not moving everything to try something new, but move some of your budget to try something different. So today, you are visited by the ghost of the marketing past, present, and the future. I am not asking to be a changed person. I'm not asking you to do something totally different when you go back to work. But I want you to think about, is it possible you can try something, either on your website or do a slightly different media buy, or create one piece of content that you would never done before. And trust me, you will survive. You will be just fine. So I know the temperature doesn't change very much between spring and autumn in the Dominican Republic. I do hope you enjoy autumn and also enjoy my presentation. And thank you so much for inviting me. Much appreciated. Thank you.